Welcome back to Newsmax Now. I'm Miranda Kahn. Call it the tale of two Trumps. One, Donald refers to his rivals with nicknames like Lion Ted and Crooked Hillary, while the other tries to be more presidential as he pivots towards the general election.
We've won, and now, especially after tonight, close to 300 delegates more than Senator Cruz.
I love running against Crooked Hillary. I love that. They are the most dishonest people in the world. The media. They are the worst. I'm going to be so presidential that you people will be so bored.
So bored. During the Republican National Committee's gathering in Hollywood, Florida, senior campaign aide Paul Manafort says Trump's just been playing a part this whole time.
When he's sitting in a room, and he's talking business, and he's talking in politics, in a private room, it's a different persona. And when he's out on the stage, when he's talking about the kinds of things he's talking about and stuff, he's projecting an image that's for that purpose.
So, is Donald Trump just playing a role? Let's ask our roundtable.
Joining us today, we have Liz Peek, columnist at the Fiscal Times, and Ellis Henican, TV and radio commentator. Thanks for being with us, guys.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, guys.
All right, let me ask this question first. Is it possible, even for you, Ellis, to get bored of anything Donald Trump does?
Test me. Test me, you know? Listen, I guess at this point we've seen a lot of these things have formed into patterns, but I don't know. I think it's still wild and fun.
It is fun.
Yeah.
It is fun. Now, Liz, whether you're Donald Trump or Bernie Sanders, if you're seeking the highest office in the land, you're going to have to play the game to a certain extent. What do you think about this more presidential Donald Trump?
Well, look, he's run his campaign very successfully on gut instinct, and he did what was working for him, which was he, got people very excited by being blunt and sometimes outrageous, saying what was on his mind. But now I think he understands that now he has an actual chance of winning the nomination. And he isn't a stupid man. He sees his unfavorables. He sees the polling, which suggests that people really can't envision him in the Oval Office. So it's time for a change. And I think he has surrounded himself now with some people who have a little bit better strategic input, let's say, and I guess he's listening to them. And also, by the way, Ivanka's back on the trail with him.
Huge. That's a big deal.
And she's a pretty sound young lady, and I think probably she's saying, look, Dad, if you really want to win this thing, now you have to change your spots a little bit. So yeah. I think he's doing exactly the right thing.
Rand always loves to joke with me
I do.
about. I think, I agree with you.
Your face lights up when you see.
No, but
you can't.
She's a beautiful, successful woman. But it's really that kind of impact that Liz was talking about that I think is the most impressive thing about her. Anyway, I want to bring in Fred.
I agree.
Who's joining us now from Nevada. Fred, great to talk to you. What's your question or comment?
Well, my comment is that if you've been to a Trump rally, you know that he energizes the crowd. And he's an energetic type of person, so he's always going to be outlandish. He's going to be shooting these things off, especially when he goes after Hillary. But we've already seen where after primaries that he's won, where he can step back and he can be presidential. So he is really the complete person. And when we get to the main election between him and Hillary, he's going to just take her completely down because everybody's going to see both sides of him. And they're going to see that he can expose her for what she is, and he can be the president of the United States of America, the greatest country in the world.
Fred, I appreciate your call. One of the things, I made this comment earlier today. We have an interview coming up with Congressman David Jolly. I was speaking to him earlier. Before that interview, I was saying, look, Hillary Clinton is a bad candidate. And even though the poll numbers show Donald Trump losing to Hillary Clinton, that's not with them running head-to-head. Ellis, I think you might have to agree with me. Hillary Clinton, not the best candidate. You might not say she's bad like I say, but do you agree with Fred, our caller, that she could be taken out by Donald Trump?
Here's the way that I look at it. Hillary's clearly not the perfect candidate. I mean, she doesn't have the charm or political instincts that her husband does. But here's the interesting squeeze here, right? You've got voters like Fred in Nevada, and he thinks Donald's wonderful. I mean, he loves everything about Donald. Doesn't see any problem at all, loves both sides. But you still have an awful lot of Republicans, especially smarter, educated Republicans. Liz Peek, I think may be an example of this. Trump still makes their skin crawl. I mean, they look at this guy, they hate him, and now they're trying to decide, well, gee, can I swallow this idiot if that's my only choice against Hillary? And it's a real dilemma. And I think a lot of them, let Liz speak for herself, but I think a lot of them in the end,
I want to hear
that's
what
not
Liz
going to vote.
says. Is your skin crawling right now,
And
Liz?
didn't Trump win Westchester County in New York, which is probably one of the highest educated counties in the whole entire country?
Here's what I think. Well, I don't think he is an idiot, and he has actually addressed a lot of issues that people care about, and he has addressed them in an intelligent way. I feel like there's a cottage industry developing, which is sort of Trump interpreters. I think I can interpret Trump, for example, on the bathroom issue. What is he really talking about here? You're right, Ted Cruz. He's not taking the conservative line. He's saying what most of us think, which is enough already. We don't want to talk about transgender bathroom issues. This is a small issue. This country has big problems. I think Donald Trump sometimes hits it, absolutely nail it on the head. So, Ellis, with all due respect, I mean, I get it. He has offended a lot of people. His boorishness and all that stuff is really hard to take.
I want to go to that soundbite, though, that you just mentioned, because you talked about Trump commenting about the bathroom law in North Carolina. Here's exactly what he had to say earlier this week.
People go, they use the bathroom that they feel is appropriate. There has been so little trouble.
All right, now, Ted Cruz has seen this kind of as an opening to hit the Donald. Here's what he said when Trump said that. We don't have that.
But he's got a commercial out, too, now.
He does have a commercial. He's using this. Is it going to work, though? Is it going to be effective?
In my view, he's way overstating the case. I mean, we can talk about this.
Cruz is overstating.
Nobody really does want to.
Right.
I think Cruz is talking about how all these men are going to be coming into young girls' bathrooms. Well, come on. As Trump says, we have transgender people amongst us. This has really never been a big issue. I don't think it's going to be a big issue. And I don't know.
We got to let Ellis weigh in because we're almost out of time. Ellis, last 30 seconds to you to respond to Trump's.
No, you're right, and there are Republican governors across the South who are pandering on that issue. But Liz, I have to point you back to your answer, though. It's really fascinating because it sounds to me like you're making your peace with Trump. And there may be lots of other Republicans who secretly hate the guy who come November are going to convince themselves, well, he's not really that bad. He's not really that stupid. Yeah,
no, I think, Ellis, I think a lot of Republicans now, including Newt Gingrich and others, are making their peace with Donald Trump. And when that starts to happen, it could be over before the convention happens. But we'll have to leave it there, guys.
It'll be very interesting.
It's going to be very interesting. We keep saying that.
Ellis, Liz, thank you so much for joining us. Have a great weekend. Coming up next, there's no question a lot of money continues to be funneled into politics, but could the focus on cash be taking away from the actual job itself? We're going to talk about that next.